vehicle purchased by a customer? Very good. Ayla, what about price of a CD? Good. Quantitative. Katie, what about number of students in a class of 30 who prefer peanut M&Ms over plain M&Ms? I'm going to go... It's the number of students in a class of 30. I'm going to go with quantitative because it's the number. If it had said students who prefer, so this would be like comparing class to class. So like if we took our class and another class and the next class and we were comparing the number for all of that. But if it were just peanut M&Ms versus plain M&Ms, that would be quantitative. Okay? Let's see. Hank, phone number of all the students enrolled in school. All right, can you take an average? You could add all the phone numbers together and divide by how many there are. Would it make any sense? Would it tell you anything about their phone numbers? It would not. So this one is one of those weird cases where it's categorical, but it is actually a number. Okay. So if you have to make a guess, if it's a number, go with quantitative if you have no idea. But there are some weird cases like number 4 where it doesn't actually measure anything. Your phone number doesn't measure anything. It's just, your phone number is no different than like an address or something, just so that it can direct the message to your phone. All right, Zach, what do you think? The height of a 1-year-old child is quantitative. Very good. Passion, number of students in a class of 35 who turn in a term paper before the due date. Good. Vince, gender of the next baby born at a particular hospital. Categorical. Caroline, amount of fluid ounces dispensed by a machine used to fill bottles with soda. Good. It's amount. Let's see. Alyssa, thickness of the gelatin coating of a vitamin C capsule. Is Q, right? Because thickness is something we're measuring. It's going to be a number. Let's see. Laura, brand of computer purchased by a customer. C, categorical. Easton, state of birth for someone born in the United States. Categorical. Good. Presley, price of a textbook. Does it measure something? Does it answer the question, how much? How much does it cost, right? So it's going to be quantitative there. Let's see. Julian, the phone numbers for everyone in this class. It's very similar to number 4. If we take an average of all the phone numbers, does that mean anything? Like, can we brag if the average phone number in this class is higher than the average phone number in Miss Martin's class? No. Test grade, yes. Phone number doesn't make any sense, right? So that's categorical. Peyton, actual weight of coffee in a 1-pound can. It is quantitative. And Jada, the length of a rattlesnake. It is quantitative as well. So if you're measuring something that you can say how much of it. Okay? All right, so I'm going to run through, this is just sort of an overview. There are 2 ways that we're going to describe data. We can do it graphically, and we can do it numerically. So graphically, there's going to be several different things that we use. Some of these you should have seen before. I'm pretty sure you have done a dot plot before, because I've seen my 5th grader doing dot plots some this year. So I'm thinking that you guys did a dot plot somewhere along the way. Have you guys seen one of these before? Okay. A histogram, I believe you should have also seen. Seen these. They look like bar graphs. I'll tell you the difference between a histogram and a bar graph when we get there. Box plot. Have you guys seen these before? Have you seen them in math class? You've probably seen them on your EOGs. They used to put them on the EOGs all the time. But this we will work with quite a bit. We'll do box plots quite a bit. We'll do histograms very much. Dot plots, maybe a little. All right. Numerically, there are measures of center. Okay. Measures of center are something that's going to tell us the middle of the data, right? So sometimes it might be helpful to look at the mean. What is the mean? There's another word we use for it that's actually probably more common. Average. It's average. So mean is the average. That's add all the numbers up, divide by how many there are, right? What's the median? It's the number in the middle. If you put the numbers in order from least to greatest, it's the middle number, right? So those both tell us sort of the center of the data. Then we also are going to look at several things that are measured of how spread out the data is. So one that you should have seen before is range. Range is just the highest number minus the lowest number, right? So you should have seen that before, but we will also be looking at interquartile range, which is going to deal with some box plots, and standard deviation. Okay, I don't know that you've seen either one of those before. So I've ran through that really quick. I think I'm gonna save this for. We'll do that together. All right. So, all right. We're gonna make a dot plot. In order to do this, we also have paper clips. All right, you might have to share with somebody because I'm gonna put this every little bit. So share with the person in front of and behind you because I think they're not enough to. So you two share right there. You two share. Let's see. So, I'm going to collect some data. I need, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be linking the paper clips together. It does not count if they're already linked. So, you linked extra. All right, if you want to practice your linking skills, okay? Practice your linking skills. You're just sharing the paper clips because I don't have enough cups of paper clips to give everybody. Everybody's linking paper clips. So like Vince, you need to give some to Caroline back there so she can do those. All right, so if you want to practice a little bit, you can while I give everybody a sticky note. Practice, you can work on your speed. As many as you can. Right now you're just practicing, trying to perfect your form. But we're doing as many as you can in a minute. Yeah, just a minute, so it's not very long. So we'll try to get take them apart once you've linked some of your practice, or at least put them to the side.
Go ahead, pass it.
All right. Okay. All right. So if you already have some linked together, just set those to the side. Okay. They can't count. You have to start with unlinked paper clips. So if somebody already has some linked together, check and make sure they're not starting with a big chain to begin with. We'll take them apart here in a minute. All right. We are going to have a competition to see who is the fastest linker of paper clips. Yeah, so you can take them apart if you want, but we're going to start here in just a second. So just set them to the side and start a new chain. Okay? All right. Are we ready?
No.
All right, get ready. Get your paper clips. Has everybody got paper clips?
Go. Go.
Wait, do we go now?
Not yet. I'll tell you when to go.
Good.
All right. I think I want to participate. Okay. All right. On your mark. Get set. Go. All right, time's up. Stop. All right. Okay. All right. I need you to count how many you linked together. I've got mine all tied up on my pen here. All right. So, and then write down your name and your number of paper clips on your sticky note for me.
How many do you think I have? You had 13. How many do you have? Who had 26? She started 30 minutes early.
Yeah, okay.
That's what she does during her free time. She just sits there. Hey, can we do it again? I think I can get it.
No, but we're going to have some more challenges here in a minute.
Yay.
All right, we're going to make our dot plot first.
Hey, can I make it a chain?
If you want to wear it as a necklace, go ahead. You can have the paper clips. Okay. All right. Okay, who thinks they might have had the lowest? All right, how many did you have, Zach? 13? 12? 11? 7? Anybody learn 7?
7?
5? Okay. All right, so on our dot plot, we need to go down to at least 5. And then, who thinks they might have had the most? I heard 26 back there. Anybody get more than 26?
I got 26 too.
You didn't get 42.
I got 55.
All right, you did get 45. All right, so on our dot plot, we are going to let's go 5. What should we count 5? You don't have to write this down. We're gonna make it up here on the board. 5. I think we'll probably 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, so here's what you're going to do. You need to put your sticky note. I might should have written that lower on the board. I might run out of room. All right, you're going to put your sticky note, but you're going to put it either between, so you want to put it between 2 lines. So if you got, I got 18, I'm going to put this between 15 and 20 because that is where 18 falls. If you have the number itself, so if you have 10, put that above, right? So if you have 10, it will go between 10 and 15, right? If you have 25, it will go between 25 and 30, okay? So everybody bring your sticky note up here and put it in the section that it goes in. I might should use my little sticky notes because I'm going to run out of room.
We just put our numbers.
Just your name name and your number. Yes.
Write your name and 17.
And stack them, one on top of each other, so we should be making bars.
Yeah, I'm just gonna squeeze on it. I'm gonna get.
Try to make it like a bar, make it taller. Yeah, put it on top.
I'm getting silent.
Put it on. Alright, if I got sticky notes from everybody,
No.
let's arrange these a little better here. That's all Jess did.
You do.
Alright, so
But where's the high stuff? You need help with
You are a liar. You're a liar.
alright. Okay. So I had to kind of like stack a few of these on top of each other because I was running out of room. But we've made a dot plot here. I mean, we really have. 28.
You liar.
You are a 28. Julian, you are a liar. You did not have more than me.
Okay, you're
That's right. I have 26.
Alright, then give it
Oh,
You love
see.
Yeah, I don't believe you, really.
Julian.
Okay.
It's just-
Alright, so
I
if
swear.
we look at what happened here, clearly we can see most people are somewhere between 15 and 20. We only have one person between 20 and 25. Probably just one between 25 and 30, although we may have a less than truthful person. That, alright, sit down, Julian. Alright, so, on the next thing, I ask you to make a frequency table. So, our categories here are 5 to 9, 10 to 14, 15 to 19, 20 to 24, and then 25 to 30. Alright, so we had between 5 and 10, how many people do we have? 2. From 10 to 15, we had 4. Then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, I think. Here. We've got 1 between 20 and 24. And then depending on whether or not you want to protest Julian's claim that he also got 26, we got 2 here, but that might should be a 1.
I just counted. Katie said I protest. I just counted.
If you can't bring yourself to write that down and want to put a 1 on the last one, you can. Alright, so this is what we call a frequency table. It tells me how many are in that category. So we can clearly see most people can link between 15 and 19 paper clips. So if we went to the whole school and had everybody link paper clips, probably most of them would be somewhere between 15 and 19. What about if we went to kindergarten and asked them to link paper clips?
They might be able to do it.
I think they'll get to 10.
I think it's going to go one way or the other. Either kindergartners sit around doing junk like that all the time and are going to be way faster, or I think probably their motor skills are not as good. Certainly if we went to like the 2-year-old class. Let's say we go to the 2-year-old class at Pleasant Hill. They might not be able to put any together, and if they can, it's going to be very slow, right? Because their motor skills are very poor. So this is a frequency table that we have here. All right, now let's make a histogram of our data. Okay? All right, so a histogram looks like a bar graph. The difference between a histogram and a bar graph is that it is used for quantities. Bar graphs are used for categories. So bar graphs are going to be for things like what is your favorite color. Histograms, the bars should actually touch, and the bottom should be a number line. So it should be like 5, 10, 15, 20. So I'm going to go in just a little bit from the sides here so I have room to label everything. And I need to go from 5 to 30. So I'm going to skip a few. I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. I'm going to put these on here, but you don't necessarily have to. And I need to label this. This would be number of paper clips. And on our vertical graph here, we're going to say frequency. And I think we'll be fine. We need to go up to at least 11 here, so. Yeah, we're going to have to count every block. 1, 2. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and that'll be plenty. So between 5 and 10, we would make us a bar that has a height of 2. Between 10 and 15, our bar should have a height of 4. Here we should have a height of 11. Just 1 right here. And then 1 or 2, depending on if you're still suspicious of Julian's claim. If you want to remove Julian until further evidence is shown. Alright. So, Zane, tell me a difference between a histogram and a bar graph. Okay, what would be different about bar graph?
What do you mean that word?
Okay, I just explained it a little bit ago when nobody was listening. Obviously. What did I say was different between this and a bar graph? This is not a bar graph. This is a histogram. Okay? In a bar graph, the bars will not be touching each other. And they're typically used for categories. Like if I ask you all your favorite color, we would make a bar graph for that. And at the bottom it would say red, orange, green, blue, black. We would have our favorite colors, right? So this is going to have a number line at the bottom and our bars should be touching. Alright. Alright, let's get, let's go back. Alright, we're going to do this. I think we got time for this one last challenge. Okay, we're just going to take the data. We won't have time to do the whole thing. Alright. Alright, take up. If you want to make yourself an edge, that's fine, but the leftover paper, take it. Yeah. Alright. Somebody watch Julie on this. Hey, watch. Alright.
I guess I'm tape.
Gee. No, keep them in the cup.
Really? Oh, they were saying.
we go. Alright, because it's almost time. Alright. Penny stacking. You're going to take your dominant hand. If you're right-handed, you're using your right hand. If you're left-handed, you're using your left hand. So take your dominant hand. Whichever one you're right. Okay, whichever one you're right. You are going to stack. Alright, everybody pay attention and watch so you're not cheating. Okay? You're going to stack as many pennies as you can.
Hey, Julie, you
With
got
one
pennies?
hand.
Yeah, I ain't got pennies.
You're sharing. Matt takes turns.
Yeah,
Julian's got some.
yeah, Julie.
Alright. Now, listen to me. You can only touch the penny that you're holding. You cannot straighten the stack of pennies back up. So you can only touch the one that you put down. One at a time. You cannot straighten them back up. You cannot touch them with your other hand. One hand. Okay? And you're just going to keep stacking until the stack falls over. And when it falls over, count as you go and count how many pennies you stack. Okay? With one hand. You might have to take turns because I don't know if we have enough pennies for you to split.
Okay, go. Here we go.
Yes, you can go. If this is not time, it's just whoever has the steadiest hand for stacking pennies. Just stack them and then write down how many you stack.
Wait, are we practicing?
No, this is the real thing.
Oh, right now?
Yeah, go. Can't straighten it. Who straightened it?
I did not straighten it. I just touched
She's
it.
disqualified.
You can't touch anything but the penny that you're setting down.
What if you use the penny to straighten the stack?
You cannot use the penny to straighten the stack. Oh, Caroline's is looking crooked. Somehow she's
I
compensating.
got 21.
Oh, Zach is out.
I don't know
I can't.
understand it.
I don't either. It seems like a contradiction of physics right there. All right, whenever you know how many you have stacked, you write down the number. If somebody is not gone, like Presley is not gone yet, hand her the pennies. You can, once it falls, if you have not been counting as you go, just count them once it falls. Just write it on your paper. We'll take the data tomorrow. Do you have more pennies? You need more? Somebody that is done, let Caroline have some pennies. She didn't have enough. All right, count how many you had there and write it on your paper. Presley, have you got a chance to go yet? Somebody, Julian, when you finish, hand yours to Presley so she can stack hers. If yours has already failed, give it to somebody that hasn't got to go. Alyssa, have you been yet? Okay. Just write it where it says penny stacking. Just write down the number. And then if you are finished, you can put it on a calculator and graph it. I'll put this up here for the pennies. Look at Caroline's. How is that standing? Yeah. Yeah.
I was shaking.
Go for that in the hall.
Katie. 41.
Yeah, put them right up here on top of that. Whenever you're done with the pennies, you can put them in that black little caddy on top of the calculators. What did I do with the thing that had? I think I already put it in the closet over there. Closest to the door. The one closest to the door. No, I didn't take those up. on your paper. We'll take the data tomorrow.
I used every single penny I had and I gave it to Jacob.
You moved it.
I did.
How many did you get? You got 38.
Well, that's double cut.
I've had kids get. I think I've had. Yeah, Caroline's doing it right for sure. I've had kids get over. I think I've had kids get 60.
I got 61. You see that reaction?
How many pennies you grab?
You know what that's right. You know what the stack is?
That's pretty good. Right there.
Oh, shit's up.
So,
How many did you get, Julian?
40. I got 40.
He did have street talk stack. I can't for sure verify.
I can be a little late to my
I
birthday.
might.
Julian's like 2 minutes late, third period every day.
I can do it.
Oh, you better hurry.
No, I can't get late to lunch. I gotta get my
You need to get a salt and go for your day.
What? I mean, to be fair though, we spent about 20 minutes in the water.
We do that. We do that.
Hey, is there? What's his name coming?